Hey guys, it is Justin and Taryn, Galen and Steve back at you with another podcast. We just want to check in, say hey, and cover some things that have been on the horizon and some, corners that we have turned since our last podcast. And hopefully you guys are doing well. And as mentioned, thanks for tuning in. I guess I can give you a little itinerary of what it is we're going to cover so that you can maybe navigate this for what you'd like to hear. Our goals today are to, number one, conclude and kind of cover the Outlier Challenge and its successes. Discuss some of the books that were returned and some of the successes that we saw from folks that made it through the long haul. Also discuss the Outlier Open. So the in-house competition we hosted to conclude the challenge and tip our cap to the folks that participated in that. Kind of talk a little bit about the direction that programming is going to go towards as we enter the CrossFit Open season. Also discuss a little more of the details of our exciting trip coming up for our weightlifters to Reno, and then just hang out, talk a little shop, and hopefully provide a little bit of entertainment. So I guess that's the overlying theme of this, if you're curious about maybe where your next few minutes might go, but we'll get there. Before that though, boys, Justin, how is everyone?
Fantastic.
You done those squats yet? My legs. Dude, they're on fire right now. Just sitting here. You hadn't done them yet, though. Huh?
No.
Okay. Well,
I will at some point today. Still, the day is young. The day is young, and the sun is low yet in the air. We'll get there at some point.
Speaking of sun low in the air, it's boy, does this weather feel like quite the tease, man. Mm-hmm. And these longer days, we've got that lingering little bit of sun as the 6:30 class comes around, which is always nice this time of year. So that's always something to make you feel a little better.
Then I think we're going to get smacked in the face over the weekend. Another little cold spell. Have you guys cheated and looked ahead at the 10-day forecast? You know, because only when you have gray hair do you start doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and only when you live up on a hill that's impacted by weather and wind and such.
Our actual house is a weather vane and just spins when I did do that to finish my segue, and it looks like 60s all next week. For what I saw.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll probably post one week after.
Yeah. So March will come in like a lion, right? I suppose that's what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a firm believer in the groundhog shadow type stuff. What did
he did? He did not see it.
Right? Yeah. So doesn't that mean it's coming sooner?
No, if you don't see it, it means
it's going to be warm.
Early spring. Yeah, spring coming sooner. I guess I should have said yeah.
You know, put all your faith in that groundhog, man. We done.
Yeah.
I'm going to put mine in Bill Murray, Groundhog Day, 1992.
That's it. Hey, they're chasing us. Come on, make it fun.
There we go.
What a great movie.
It's such a great movie. Taryn?
Is that the one where it's about the high school football team and they schools?
That's it.
That's if you don't get that reference, I am terrible with movies, movie references, actors, actresses, movie quotes, all the above. So
Those are Disney movie. Remember the Groundhog Day.
big moment in high school football sports history. And
Left side.
Groundhog.
What'd you say, Stevie?
Groundhog Day. What if you didn't know that you set that thing on a tee where every day feels the same, but was useful? We just wrapped up the Outlier Challenge.
Yeah.
While it might have felt like Bill Murray, you woke up and hit the alarm and wondered if the day was changing. We hope that the past 6 weeks gave you something like a structure that might resemble Groundhog Day, except when you came out of the month of February, you found yourself fitter and happier and healthier and all those things that maybe you hope for when you join a gym.
You know what? I'm kind of jumping off. It's going to be a good tangent, but here's something I don't understand is like, you're talking about Groundhog Day and doing the same things over and over. Like, I think a lot of, dieting in particular and exercise is boring. It's the same stuff every day. And it blows my mind when people were like, I want something new, like new recipes. And I'm like, I eat the same stuff every single day, no matter what. And I know you guys do too, for the most part. And so I was going to say I don't know if it's bad or not, but every day's a Groundhog Day. Like, it's the same. Should be,
That's
right?
what I was alluding to.
That's the point.
Exactly how I feel as well. And I don't look at it as some mundane process. I look at it as, how do I perfect this process in some way each day? Or how do I make it less bad?
Yeah. And I mean, like with food in particular, you're helping your body. You're not filling it full of trash, fake food, frankenfood, right?
Whatever. I just want to feel good.
I mean, I don't understand. But anyways, that's me on my soapbox. Sorry.
Steve drank extra caffeine this morning. Did you see that? He got a little fiery.
Fired up.
Nice
Fired
leather.
You just
Got my
throw the
top
books.
That's his TED Talk outfit, actually.
It looks like he's getting ready to go steal a car and then like do quarter mile sprints and with Dominic Toretto.
Means everything.
I was thinking Top Gun, but I know Terrence's not seen that movie, so there's no point in referencing it.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, the Outlier Challenge is wrapped up. We saw a lot of success in the form of measurements, in the form of just reflections, daily behavioral awareness, maybe not full change. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but it always inevitably starts hot and then, you know, we kind of find this new stasis. But I think on average, everyone moved in a better direction, I hope.
Sure. And a lot of really good early excitement, but mainly just because it was good timing, because everyone likes to try to turn the page that time of year, but also there was a literal turning of the page in the form of these books. We got a lot of good feedback on that early.
Sure.
We thought it was worthwhile to have something physical in hand and get away from the digital world. And it seems like a good number of people plowed forward for a good amount of time. Obviously, there's going to be attrition as you go through a 6-week challenge. But I still think the books overall, even though we didn't receive quite as many back as we were hoping necessarily, but we still think that's a good tool. Everyone agree with that. We might bring that back out in the years to come. So we hope you enjoyed those books and you plowed through as long as you could. We'll try to maybe continue to refine our processes and keep it shinier longer next year. Is that a good way to put it? Maybe keep people plowing forward with it a bit longer. But anyways, I'm on a tangent myself now. So yeah, nonetheless, hopefully you guys enjoyed the books and think they were a good idea too. Those of you that are tuning in and listening to that. So,
Hey, by the way, I'm a little fired up, but I call it TikTok brain. You can't have a TikTok brain. See it through, go all 6 weeks. It's pretty, don't get me wrong. Like I said, some of it's mundane, but who cares? And it's leading you towards hopefully a better existence. So I was going to say, you got to help us out too. It ain't just a one-way street. So try to help us too if you don't care. And we'll try to keep it shinier longer. That's a good way. That's a great way of putting it for sure.
Got a TikTok break owned by China.
Yeah. You're going to say,
No, just to put a fine point on this, we're always talking about carrot and whip. We can make things more painful have you not participated, or we can make it sweeter for having participated. Either one. We need something to nudge us along and something to chase after. Whatever it takes to move the cart, because we're all donkeys, is what I say. There's got to be a whip, there's got to be a carrot, and maybe we can increase the frequency with which we get to taste the carrot and decrease the frequency, if you're able, that you have to feel the whip laying down on your backside too.
Plus, I was going to say, you have to think it takes so much time to create new habits, right? There's 52 weeks in a year. We're only taking 6.
Yeah.
And I mean, hopefully you're forming some new habits off of that are worthwhile. So that's something else to add to that.
We're not reinventing the wheel. We don't take any
We can't.
sort of confidence in thinking this is some brand new idea that we're delivering to you. We're just, once again, suggesting, like Bernie, once again, request your support.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, him with the mitts on.
You could put him on right here on my hand.
Yeah, I love that.
We'll put him in the chair with his arms crossed.
Yeah, that
Yes,
one. That's the one he's referring to.
I'm here once again for your support.
Yeah.
So kudos to those of you who saw it through. Courtney Reardon, Whitney Nichols, Mindy Robbins, Hayden Wild.
well done.
And
Down. Deidre Pinlay, Leah Wilson, and Michael Sharon. Well done to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We took
Michael went down and competed also on Saturday and crushed it and PR'd his deadlift and tied for third, even though they lost the tiebreaker, but they tied for third. So they did fantastic. And we had a lot of people who didn't turn in their books, who had one person lose 13 pounds and 13 inches as well over 6 weeks, which is insanity and awesome. So kudos to you all who, even though you didn't turn in your books, good work on changing your body and your lifestyle.
Hey, by the way, if there's some silent wins out there that we don't know about, let us know. I mean, we need the feedback. We want the feedback.
Heck yeah.
And of course, we'll give you a shout out if you want it. If you don't, if you want to remain silent, we'll let that happen too.
And maybe this is another little call to action, but if you're listening to this and you found good success, or you have recommendations, or any of the above, come see us. Let us know what you thought about it, the challenge this year, the books, the additional work that we had you put in, all the above. Leave us comments, leave us questions, all things podcasting, but definitely on the Outlier Challenge.
Yeah, and also when you comment or like or share or anything like that on the video, it helps get this out to more people. So in our quest to take over the world, that would help us a lot. So y'all just comment below and we'll get back to you on the next video.
Yeah. Algorithm.
And Justin alluded to, and this might be a good segue into talking a little bit about our in-house competition. So the Outlier Open that we hosted there in Morristown. What was our total team count? Refresh my memory. 11 teams as a total. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think we had 11. It was, as somebody who got thrown into the mix last minute, it was a lot of fun. I think those events were equal outputs. That's the way I would put it. I think they were really good as far as a good representation, because, you know, the barbell stuff I love, of course, but then I had to go run outside multiple laps around the building. So that's my equalizer right there. But anyways, a lot of fun. And I saw some people do, which I love about competitions, is seeing new people come in to do it, or people who are scared, you know, maybe they've only done a few, come in and check it out, and they hit like a PR, or they do something they didn't think they could do. I love that. To me, that's as big of a victory as any, personally.
Yeah, and that's kind of, we tailor that thing up, is to make it with as low a barrier of entry as possible, whether it's your first competition and you're a month into CrossFit or training in our styles or in our gyms, or you've been here for 10 years, that style programming and the atmosphere, right? Like competitions sometimes become overwhelming, and the intensity and the pressure you put on yourself. And that's just not how ours feel there. There was a couple comments made by our folks about how refreshing it is to be able to compete and still turn it up, but also like be able to take a breath of fresh air after the events or before the event. You know, it's like that happy medium from a competition world standpoint of equal parts intensity, equal parts still a community day. So I think that checked the box of what it was we were after, at least what I think we're after with it.
I agree. We had a few comments like that, saying it's one of the, if not the most fun they've ever had in a competition. So
yeah, because oftentimes when you throw that competition element into something like that, the added pressure takes away a lot of the enjoyment from what the activity you're performing. Yeah, you know. So.
But it's pretty lax. We're just kind of go with the flow, makes it fun for everyone. No yelling at the judges, nothing like that. Everybody was happy. So yeah, it was great. I didn't judge or anything like that, but taking pictures and videos, it was fun just to watch everyone and see people get fired up, like Steve on his PR strict press.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to mention that or not.
Sorry, Michael. I'm a little bit of a gambler at heart. We lost.
What? Did you see it? There's a thumbs down.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, well timed, perfectly timed.
I saw that. What was it? It was a down thumb. Interesting.
Xi Jinping is watching right now.
It's AI, perfect AI.
But yeah, I mean, that's
what happened.
I tried to. I can't. Basically, what happened was I went to put all of our weights up. Me and Michael did, like, in between when I should have been warming up for the press. And then we got into it, and I took a shot at 40, 50, 60, and I did it for like one or two. And then he was hitting his weights on the way up, and I hit 70 for like 2 or 3. And I was like, I know I can get 80, or I think I can get 80. And I was like, I'm going to try to hit even more, like a little more than that, just to, I don't know, see if I can make a statement to myself, see if I can hit even more. I went to 82. And I looked up, there's 40 seconds. I was like, okay, well, here it is. So I hit a big whopping 2 out of 5, you know. This is 40% of the lift overall. But
stay tight, baby, stay tight. Come on, Steve.
It was a lot of fun. And I mean, Michael carried us quite a bit, and we still got second. I wasn't even planning on being up there anyway, but it was awesome, and I liked it quite a bit. I was trying to think the burpee over bar and the wall ball. I love that one. It's like a drag race on repeat, and it was really cool because I know Becca. I think Becca and Colton won that one, or they were at the top of that one. And I know Becca will sell out on something like that. So I think those are fun to watch. And anyways, just overall great atmosphere, like you guys said, and that was my blunder for the day. And there you go. So.
Oh, Steve Wick, people keep asking me if I'm back. Well, yeah, I guess I'm back.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Is that a movie reference?
I don't know.
You don't know.
That's me.
But yeah, that was good. And kudos to G, like on the seated strict press. I've never thought of that. That was cool to watch because anytime we have strict press in the gym, there's a slight knee bend or there's someone doing a calf raise to get it off the shoulders. Like, no rep. But it was fun to watch. And people PR, like the strict press from seating, which blows my mind, which is awesome. So.
Hey, by the way, one other thing, kudos to the Bristol people for becoming European for one day and using our kilos. We appreciate it.
It wasn't without some headaches and some steam coming out of ears. I can promise you that. It was a quick reminder for me too, trying to arrange up in my head.
May help contribute to some PRs as well. Not knowing what other part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I always say that the kilograms have built-in PRs because no one thinks that 60 kilos sounds like 135 pounds. It's just inbuilt. It's the Morristown magic metric system.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily experience that. I think we moved to pounds because pounds sound maybe on the surface more intimidating in the size of the number. Of course, mass is mass. But yeah, I know Crystal PR'd her deadlift. Becca thought she was deadlifting more than she was. So she was like the yin to that yang, of course. Colton made a big jump on his deadlift. I judged them. He might have bit off a little more than he could chew, but I'm pretty sure he PR'd his 3, right? Is that what he did? He PR'd a triple, even though he was aiming after 5. So nonetheless, it was a success. And then the seated press just don't give me much credit, Jay. It just makes judges' life easier. And I always err on making the judges' role as easy as possible to take them out of the crosshairs because they should be the last thing you notice. In my opinion, when you're at a competition, you shouldn't see a judge making themselves more of a focal point than the athlete.
Yeah, I think it was good. That's a Rich Froning thing as well. All their competitions are really easy to judge. So, like even the burpees over the bar we did, it's like, hey, jump over, step over. As long as you get over the bar, it doesn't matter. You're moving that mass the exact same amount as anyone else. Don't make it complicated and get everybody involved. So. Kudos to everybody competed, and I think it was a great time.
By the way, to be fair, when I come to Bristol, I start looking at shapes of weights. I turn into a little kid. I'm like, I've got to match up my shapes. That looks like a 20. So it goes both ways, but I think everybody did a great job. It was fun to compete with everybody around. I love that kind of atmosphere. It's nostalgic for me. It reminds me of old Saturdays. And anyways, hopefully we can do more of that and hopefully duplicate that energy. And I'd love to see more people participate. It's not as bad as you think by any means. Matter of fact, I don't know about you guys, but like I don't think I've ever regretted doing a competition. I don't think I've ever gotten done and been like, even with my blunder, like whatever, but I didn't regret doing the competition at all. And then on top of that, like your nerves, I think after the first event, for the most part, they're kind of gone anyway, right? You're in the mix at that point. And so you find out more about yourself as well. So I don't know why you would shy away from that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, with that all said, as this rolls around again, take these opportunities and join us. We'd love to have more and more and to expand this and not have to wonder if we're going to have enough to fill today. And it turned out great for the volume we had, but we'd love to have more. So if you're wondering or considering, let's do it. Like Nike.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
we want to go ahead and switch gears into where we're headed as speaking of Outlier Open and additional version of the open. We'll let Galen, who's still moving kind of forward with our programming, kind of get into, I guess, some shifts of programming that you're going to see in the gym, why, how that'll affect the way your days feel, et cetera. So, G?
Yeah, so I'm always long-winded in the email. Maybe this is a little more directly to the point. Right behind me is a sign from 10 years ago. That's 2014, believe it or not.
Golly.
When we set sights heavily on the importance of fitness as a competitive end, as opposed to fitness as a longevity and increasing the quality of your life. And right or wrong, this is where it all began. CrossFit Open, Justin and Steve and I in 2011 with the first CrossFit Open met all sorts of spirits, let's just say. But this is the season with which we start to shift towards CrossFit Open style training. If we're participating, and we are participating, it is responsible as someone who's asking you to do specific things to prepare you for those things before they show themselves. So we have 2 whopping weeks to start preparing, but we've transitioned from what is far more structure, lots more rest, lower levels of intensity with conditioning. We're moving our way. We're starting to braiding these ideas of AMRAPing and moving from time and maybe finishing out of control of your breath a little more frequently, so that when these 3 workouts, now they used to be 5 of the CrossFit Open, come at us, that we'll be more armed for the battle, if you will. So yesterday was the first day of that transition. You guys probably felt it at the run, at the bike, maybe with the longer durations of effort. We'll continue that theme a little more frequently through the week. Every Monday will be our placeholding day for when we test that open workout. So next Monday, I'll just let the cat out of the bag. We're testing 22.1. If I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's 22.1.
Yeah.
And then the following Monday will be 24.1. We don't know what it will be. They announce on Thursdays. So on Thursday, if you want to watch the grand announcement and all the pomp and circumstance, you can watch it and you can know what to expect on Monday. Well, the programming will be built around what that day involves for the remainder of the week, so that we can kind of hit a high note, recover, do some strength, maintain all the hypertrophy work that was useful and very, very beneficial. Hopefully you're noticing as you're starting to kip again or starting to zip through things with a little more speed, that maybe there is a little bit more fuel in those tanks than there was before. That's ultimately the goal. So the next 6 weeks, technically through March, this is the road ahead. And I'm quoting myself, but that's what you need to expect as we continue to march forward to the warmer weather, the longer days, and sometimes more difficult conditioning.
Okay, but I really love what we've been doing. Are we completely leaving that behind?
No.
That's the question you're going to get. Okay. All right.
That's the question I get. And then the other question I get is, will we ever do CrossFit again? So it's this striking a balance of 2 opposing desires, understanding, of course, that every day doesn't please every person, but over the course of this program, hopefully everyone will be happy enough and fitter for sure. There's no hopefully for that. If you show up and you follow the limited amount of instruction that is as asked of you, there's no doubt you move in a direction for your betterment physically. So I don't know if that covers what you wanted me to cover. Kind of.
Perfectly. No, perfectly. And it makes sense. Tis the season.
Yeah.
So
I think it's been a fun 6 weeks as well, as far as like bodybuilding and functional bodybuilding, strength, muscle endurance, specific style programming. Go back to the 10 general physical skills of CrossFit, stamina. It's been fun. I'm not a fan of like bodybuilding stuff, but this past 6 weeks have been a really, really good time to me and helped me slow down and reap the benefits of balancing out some issues that maybe we do a lot of double leg squatting. One leg's probably going to be a little bit stronger. We've done a ton of single leg stuff, a lot of auto object stuff. So I think it's been beneficial and extremely fun. Extremely fun.
And if soreness is a indicator of a successful program, then you did a fine job, because oftentimes the ones that leave you laying on the floor generate soreness. They do. They definitely leave a lasting mental impression of the pain you possibly are in from a high heart rate and breathing standpoint. But rare is it those days leave you feeling like some of the more hypertrophy, slowed down, intentional days like yours were. So we got that week in and week out. The lungs don't have to be on fire to make a day successful, and that soreness in unique areas is a pretty clear indicator of that, in my opinion, anyways. So I liked it as well. Galen, I think you and I always lean kind of into that anyways. So I probably didn't need to say it, but I enjoyed that a lot, and look forward to integrating some of the, the more sporty, if you will, days in. They're fun. They are what they are, as well as blending and keeping the hypertrophy stuff. So
As Taryn said, there's another movie reference. I felt like the guy laying on the bed in Full Metal Jacket getting beat with soap in a sock. That's exactly what I felt like a bunch of the days in my legs and chest and shoulder. I loved
the
it.
one where they chase the tornadoes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. They twist the sock up. It's called Twister. Yeah, that's what it is.
Beautifully done.
It's
Well
called
done. Well done.
Hey, by the way, I told classes about that as well. Like while we were doing it, I said, if you guys actually stick to the time domains that he's provided for you, as in like you only rest 90 seconds and you hit these tempos, you'll be, in my opinion, you're forced to go through hypertrophy. There's no other way around it. And, if you're bodybuilding fans of any kind and you watch any of like the best bodybuilders, that's what they were doing. I mean, they were just getting after it, fully concentrated in what they were doing. And they stuck to their rest times and their tempos and all that. So I thought it was fantastic. And it's hard to make bodybuilding like as sexy as CrossFit, if you will. But I think Galen did a great job of weaving the two methodologies together. But I was going to say, do you guys, speaking of the CrossFit Open, do you have or maybe we could throw out a wager of what we think the first workout's going to be? You guys have any guesses or?
Ooh, good question, Stevie. I'm
Um,
going to say a double repeat. So it's been repeated. This will be the second time. Oh, man.
That's my guess.
Crossover. Okay.
Crossover. I think it'll be a workout that this will be the third time doing it.
You think it'd be the triple tester?
So I think it'll be like, let's say we did, I don't know, 14.1 and they redid it again at 17.3. I think it'll be another one. Like it'll be repeat. I could be wrong, but that's my guess.
I'm thinking probably Bulgarian split squats, single arm rows, and some kind of tricep extension or dip, maybe. That's Galen and I was hopeful. No.
I remember there's like a snippet of Castro that was going around, and he said it was going to be not the most unique, but something like that. He said this will be maybe the most different, or he alluded to this will be the most unique CrossFit Open workout he's come up with, something like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if you had like a kind of like what Jay said, maybe not two repeats, but like a double header where you just get destroyed and then lift, make some lift or something in your second half.
Oh, I didn't mean like doing two workouts. I mean, it'll just be a repeated workout for the second time.
Gotcha.
I'm not nearly as tuned in as I was. Is this the first Open he's programmed again since coming back into the picture?
I honestly don't think he's programming per se. Probably is, but I think Boz is still doing it, but he's kind of leading, if that makes sense.
He's the editor.
Yeah, basically, he's a public. Yeah, for sure. I think that's how I seem to have it figured out, maybe, because I think he's just the director of the game. So I guess Boz is the programmer, and he's just directing everything.
Hey, have you guys ever seen? There's like I can't remember if it was a CrossFit video or who did it. Maybe it was just like maybe it was like news coverage. I don't know. But anyways, they showed the process of Castro coming up with the workouts and how secretive he was with the workouts. And I didn't know if people might geek out on that, but I always thought that was really cool, very professional. And he would always formulate the workouts. And they were in like a room of his barn, which, I say a barn, but a huge building out in Aromas, California. And so that's where it started. And I always thought that was cool. But if you guys can find that video, check it out. I think it's awesome. And it kind of shows you a little bit of at least the hard work and the background behind CrossFit. Is that the
one where he had Julian Alcatraz and Miranda, Miranda Olroy from Street Parking, her husband?
Maybe, yeah.
I think he was the tester. He's a fit guy. Let's see if I can find that and post it below.
Cool. Well, I don't want to run us out of time. I know we're a little bit limited in that, so I guess we can maybe to go again with another segue, transition one bit of competition discussion in for a little bit more. So now we have officially a few more folks that have qualified since I guess we talked last about the Olympic lifting competition that Galen and Becca and who was our
Robbie.
Robbie in Morristown. We have now added two more. Galen and Steve, if you want to highlight those from the Morristown location that will be headed up the road to lift.
Yeah, so this weekend, Katya and Amethyst competed. So they normally would be here for our competition here, but they went over there to try to qualify, and they both did qualify. And so it was really cool because they kind of threw their names in the hat last minute anyways, or names in the ring, I should say. And they did a fantastic job. I think they were a little flustered in the beginning. If I could tell a little bit of their story, apparently they weren't able to warm up really well, and they had to share with people and stuff like that. And apparently people were maybe they had already claimed a certain area and all that. So I know that can create some seeds of frustration if you're not able to get in and start warming up, because it's a nightmare to think you're going to lift 80 or 90% of your max with no warm up. So good job, ladies, keeping your poise, and we're very proud.
Yeah, they said they had a bar full of fractionals trying to warm up in the corner. Hey, and here's the thing. Major kudos to them, because neither one is very practiced in the weightlifting world, which is in its own respect something that requires some guidance or some experience, neither with which they had, because we were all here working on the competition. They were literally just set sail straight east. They drove to Chapel Hill Friday and hit the mark. So again, could not be more proud. Excited to have a big group. Wish there were some old white beards joining me instead of these old maids. But nonetheless, I really kid. They're going to be fun. We're talking about having a team barbell practice here in Morristown or there. We'll figure it out, where we can all train together and maybe talk shop and strategy. It looks as if Robbie and Katya will compete on Thursday, and Amethyst, Becca, and I will compete on Saturday. Looks that way.
Gotcha.
For schedules. We'll see. Who knows?
Yeah. And we'll send out links to all that, because they usually live stream those. So hopefully we'll be able to send out a link in an email, so y'all want to watch and cheer them on, or hell, even donate money for the travel if anybody wants to do that. Sponsored by GoRuck. But
cool. And we'll refresh us on those dates so everyone can kind of arrange their calendars to watch and tune in.
My thinking is the 21st is the Thursday that they'll lift on, and the 23rd is the Saturday that first group of ladies will be on the 21st, and then the second group of lifters will be on the 23rd, assuming things hold. Now, I've asked for more clarity from USAW, and they said, we can't offer you much except this 2019 schedule. So apparently they're following the schedule from 5 years ago. They said that should be a good guidance.
Perfect.
Isn't that weird?
welcome to USAW.
Perfect.
BC before COVID.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. You remember in Dallas when I worked, what time did I lift? It was midnight?
Late.
Yeah, it was midnight Eastern Standard Time. Well, no. Might have been midnight.
Yeah,
there.
I think it was 10 o'clock Central Time,
Yeah.
or whatever time they're on.
I think I snatched after 10 o'clock Central Time. And then I had to clean and jerk. It's probably closer to 11 Central Time, which is after midnight. It was wild.
That's brutal. Yeah.
You remember who loaded your bar that night? Me and Maddie Rogers.
Really? Oh, I forgot all about that. I was a nervous wreck, bro.
Yeah,
I was like,
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, like we're talking about jumping into competitions, CrossFit competitions locally, jump into a USAW or a weightlifting meet. You'll find out quite a bit about yourself, because it becomes obviously singular at that point. So,
with the clothing that you wear,
yeah,
and the focus upon you.
Yeah, and the three judges that you're basically staring at.
Singular or singulate?
What? Singulate? Yeah, that's right. I like that.
it's like a Romeo and Juliet family right there.
Kudos to that whole group. Good
You
job, guys.
excited?
You excited?
It's too early to say I'm excited. I'm more looking uphill at the amount of strength work I need to do to put on a respectable performance for myself. But yeah, I'm anxious. I'm anxious to go explore more than anything else. I've said it before, but I'm more interested in what lies behind the competition than the competition itself. Whether that's nearsighted or not, whether that'll manifest in a good or a bad performance, time will only tell. But as the wise man Trevor once said, what's meant to be will be. Do you remember that, Jay, in ETSU?
Yeah. When he was just going for it.
Yeah.
That's when
argument. Go ahead, Jay.
That's when the App State girl and her guy was right beside us, and they're like, "Are you counting his lifts?" We're like, "No, he does his own thing," and he's like, basically just told her, "Hey, be quiet. I'm doing my own thing," and then he went up and destroyed everyone.
Arguably the best weightlifter we've ever had across the entire time of being open. I would say
Not arguably.
Okay.
Yeah, he got paid to weightlift. Right. So he was paid to become a weightlifter at Muscle Driver way back when.
What weight class was he in?
85.
Yeah.
85. Okay. So 85 puts you at what? 185, something like that. The guy front squatted 215 kilos.
What's that in pounds?
Smooth.
470.
70. Yeah. Yeah. Something like
Easy.
that. So
We have it it's on our YouTube channel.
yeah.
Those are
And
on
he was snatching mid 130s.
No, I think. Well, okay. So on his Muscle Driver video, I think he maybe hit 150 once on him. I don't think he ever hit that in the meet, but on the Muscle Driver videos, because the glory days of CrossFit and weightlifting between like the behind the scenes stuff with Saban and then Muscle Driver and California Strength with USAW putting out videos each week, spectacular. But he was lifting down there and really cool. Strong.
Yeah, he made Cal Strength's team. Remember that? He made the team there. Something didn't work out. I don't remember exactly what it was. Trevor. He moved back to Morristown, wandered in here, just kind of like dragging himself in, kind of like just a
He may have gotten injured.
pig pen type character.
Yeah.
Walks in and like slides.
Oh,
And he's like, is it okay if I weightlift? We're like, do you know what you're doing? You need some help.
yeah, most nonchalant, unassuming guy that you're like,
Yeah.
man, like who is this coming off the street and then just destroying all the weights that we had?
Right. And just a full on savant. He spoke 2 or 3 different languages. He played classical guitar. He could
break dance.
breakdance, but what's that free running where he would like jump off
Parkour.
a building?
Parkour.
Crazy skill, and could jump probably and touch the ceiling in here. It was incredible vertical leap. Never seen anything like
Eventually,
and was a vegetarian
Yeah,
and had 2 really cool dogs.
and now he's Canadian.
And now he's Canadian. I think he opened a CrossFit gym, but he fell off the digital map. Good for him. But my understanding is they opened a CrossFit gym in Nova Scotia.
Run that video.
really did not know that.
And we're back, guys. Sorry, we had to transition into our next video here. So I guess we want to kind of just conclude things or finish the last few minutes talking about any events or new things around the gym and tip our cap to a few more folks that have accomplished some things and highlight a few things coming up for a lot of gym members. So I know we've got a lot of things going on here in Bristol on foot. So we got some rucking events coming up soon. And then quite a few members headed to Grayson Highlands State Park in Virginia to do some trail running. So that's kind of neat and on the horizon, putting fitness in motion. Jay, you want to talk a little more about that? Or you excited about it? Jay himself is in it.
I'm a runner now.
Yeah.
Get ready. The treadmill at the house. No, yeah, May 5th. Is that what it is?
Yeah, May 5th.
So May 5th, we're going to Grayson Highlands State Park. They have I think a 5K, an 8 mile, a half marathon, a 50K,
And a 50 mile.
a 50 miler.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of different options there, and there's a lot of people. I'm doing the 8 mile. Robin's doing the 8 mile since kid.
We've got a
and
lot
then-
doing the 8 mile.
Yeah. And who else?
Lauren, Andrew Dye, Vanessa. I'm going to miss
Kid.
There's a lot.
What did you say about Robin?
I said, unless she's pregnant.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't know if that was your.
I thought you said with kid.
I said Sans kid, as long as she's not pregnant. So if anyone, I think, who was it?
Did you say pregnant?
Pregnant. We used to have a cousin that said pregnated. It was like dead serious, like she's pregnant, pregnated. I'm like, what? But anyways, back to running.
And we actually had a couple of folks do that last year. So I don't know if they subliminally planted the seed there.
Yeah, Becca and Ray Ray, is that right?
Yeah.
All the innuendos killing me.
What's happening right now?
Did you get it? You see me look?
We don't man.
I wondered if anybody was going to pick that one up. So they were speaking of it when they finished it and the challenge that it was. And then I don't really know how it got brought up, but once it caught some momentum in here, it took off. And yeah, so we've got, I don't know, upwards of, I hesitate to say 10, but around 10 or so, probably doing the 8, 3 or so doing the half. And we have 1 doing the 50K.
Boss.
So it'll be a
Who's
good.
doing
It's a morning member that we have started out in 10 fit and now works over in the CrossFit side. His name's Tony Keck.
Yeah.
Great dude. Shout out Tony if you're
50 mile. Which one's he doing?
50K.
50K.
Yeah, 50K. Yeah. So I know he's preparing and has been for a while, and others are starting to put some miles in. So yeah, that one is in May, and then the ruck you guys have on the horizon is on down the line, right?
Yeah, Morristown, I think September 21st. So plenty of time. Robin and I actually signed up this past week. So it is a 6-hour, basically AMRAP. I think, if I'm guessing what they're going to do, don't they run the 5Ks at Panther Creek there, G? I think it's like their 5K loop, and you just basically do that for 6 hours. Gail and Robin and I, we talked about it kind of a little bit on the last podcast, but we did one in St. Paul. I've never been to the Morristown 5K loop. How is that, G? Is it pretty elevation heavy or not?
It's elementary compared to what we did. And it's, of course, a 5K loop. So it's 3.1 some odd miles. There's, depending on the direction, clockwise or counterclockwise, you might have one steep hill, but it's far more mild.
Not St. Paul.
That's what I mean. Compared to that first climb on St. Paul, there's maybe a quarter of that, maybe.
Okay.
That 5K loop there, like utilizes those fields and that bottom and stuff, right? And then works around the perimeter like that. I don't remember the name of those trails. It's been a while, but
It's a nice loop. That's what we do for our Thanksgiving Day walk. That's the 5K that we walk. So you don't retrace any steps. It's one big giant loop, which is nice. But for 6 hours could be redundant since it's only 3 instead of 5 miles.
and not much of it is like heavily rooted, right? It's mostly fairly well manicured gravel type or field type stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's some rocks, but it's not trail running per se. It's probably a trail that you could drive a vehicle on 99% of the trail, maybe even longer. So it's pretty broad.
Yeah. That first mile of the St. Paul was pretty steep. Like I think our watches were like 800 to 900 feet of elevation in that first mile. So it's pretty tough. Got my legs burning.
Wow, that's good.
Got my blisters going.
Yeah, we would be remiss if we didn't mention the antelope that is a member of our gym. His name is Jake Farr. He's also training for a 50K, and I think, which is 31.6 miles if my math is right. He tested it this weekend. He told me last night. It was either Saturday or Sunday. So put this in perspective. Saturday or Sunday, he ran 31 and some odd miles at a 9-minute and change pace. Last night, he finishes the 16-minute workout, lets everyone kind of make their way on out the door for the mile run, and comes back in I want to say it's 6:15, but it may have been 6:45. Either way, casually breezes in 6-minute mile.
That's insane. I just did the math. So I have my phone. That's over 5 hours of running.
For the 50K.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yuck. If I do my math wrong, could be wrong.
But that's at that pace.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow!
Right. Running at a 9 and some change pace.
Yeah. Holy cow!
But that's at the 9+ minute miles, like Galen said.
Yeah.
It ended up being 308 minutes, which is a little over 5 hours.
Cruising.
Speaking of incredible paces, did you guys see where the marathoner was killed in a car wreck last week? The guy who just broke the record and ran like a 4:14 mile for 26 miles.
Didn't see that. He's a young guy.
Yeah. Something Kipling. Ketchum, 2Ks from Kenya, honestly. Don't put those letters together. But RIP, man, a car wreck, he and his coach.
Dang. Both passed away.
Yeah, I think they both were killed. I'm not sure.
You know the circumstance? Was it like
I didn't dig into the detail. Just saw it. It's a shame.
I think
We were
Ray,
just talking.
We were
think it
talking
was
about
just-
Tracy Highlands, and Ray brought it up. Sad stuff.
Yeah, I think it was just an accident. I don't think it was any like foul play or drinking or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't
but,
know.
I mean, if you're running like that, you're probably not a big drinker anyway.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you're not focused on that anyway.
Yeah, you don't
Be a cheap
stop.
date.
What?
You'd be a cheap date.
Yeah.
1 ounce of alcohol and you're out.
So that's a bummer. Steve's married. We haven't covered that.
That's worth mentioning.
Yeah,
And
put that with the 50K.
oh,
Yeah. That's the ultra endurance race right there.
yeah.
So we got
Run 'em
4
off.
married guys on here now. Wow.
Yeah, I'm running my own 50K here, 50 year K.
Yeah, this is not the race that never ends.
That's right. That's right.
Race that never ends.
Love you, girl.
You got a question? You got a question for the podcast, right? It was something about syllables in the word cooler.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm sure it was something.
Yeah, thanks for calling me out and getting Emily to call me on Sunday, by the way.
Oh yeah. I said Jay said he could listen to you talk all the time. He did. I remember him saying that, and I meant it as like a compliment. She said, "Call him up." I said, "Okay." I said, "It's 9:00 at night. You want to call him?" And I was like, he might be in bed or anything, and I was trying to let it go on by, and she's like, "No, call him." I said, "Okay, all right, I'll call him." So I called you up, and then I was handing her the phone. You got to hear those sweet syllables, like 3 syllables per 1 syllable word.
She's like, I heard you like the way I talk.
Oh, I bet she put it on heavy too. She pulled it on.
I love her so much.
Yeah, you told her she should narrate the Bible. That's what she said. I was like,
that's $1 million idea for her. I was like, you caught the Apple. Somebody's gonna steal this, and we're gonna get rich. And they're gonna send us like something like, thank you. But anyway, she narrated the Bible and called it like the Appalachian or the Bible from Appalachia or something like that. And then you just get her to read through it. Like, that's $1 million idea.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Instead of the King James version, it's Queen Emily version.
Read from Wise County, Virginia.
The Appalachian Apostle.
That's it.
There it is.
Oh,
Cool.
But congrats, Em.
Yeah, congrats, Em. Congrats, Steve. Jake, you're a monster. All you Grayson Highlanders, make sure you're putting your miles in. Go ahead, G.
We are holding a shower for the wedded too as well on March the 2nd. It should be in your email. If it's not in your email and you would also like to shower them with not just adoration, but gifts of adoration for the Queen and the King, they won't say that they will welcome them, but I'll welcome them for them. How about that? So just scan that QR code on your phone, populates their registry. You can buy him all the drug stuff that he's been requested to cook meth in his house.
yeah. We're meth
Yeah, that's right. That'll be Emily's next book. How to bake meth in a trailer park.
Oh, geez.
Oh, man. Well, I don't know how we tied in running with marriage, but hey, you did a good job there.
Yeah.
Marriage and meth, baby. It's-
I got some new shoes for running too. Got the Appalachian runners. So you want to try some of these out? Pretty good.
Sport mode.
What'd you say?
Sport mode, is that what it's called? Where they call it sport mode, where you put the strap on the back, I think. Yeah.
Wow, those
Is
are
that-
camo. That's called four-wheel
Is that
drive.
fancy? Is that fancy in red? Is that like a spoiler?
That's blaze orange. Those they're camo.
You've been
Oh,
playing.
it looks like red tape. Okay, I see.
Yeah, you
Oh,
got
wow.
3 edge camo on
Got
that.
that all-terrain bottom. Look at that.
Man, you got to put a fin on that to hold the back end down. You move so fast in those things.
Little downforce.
Oh, I get this wrist fixed, and I'm gonna do a weightlifting meeting these next year and qualify. Okay.
Please
You
do.
good. You
Please
good.
do.
There's no doubt.
I looked it up. It said you must lift in sporting shoes. Is what it says. It's all it says. Sporting. So I guess if you turn the back down,
You're in.
we're good to go.
You're in.
Does that mean you can lift in spikes?
Oh my gosh, like running spikes.
or baseball spikes, Taryn. You can. Ugh.
That'd make for a slick platform.
Oh. Y'all got anything new going on? Steve, we will be out of town that weekend, by the way. I'm sorry, but we will shower you in gifts. We had
It's canceled. It's canceled.
The friendship.
Yeah, friendship's canceled.
Welcome to the dark side.
actually, Tara and I, well, Tara's going skiing. I'm not going skiing, but we're going to, I guess, Banner Elk Boone area for the weekend with some members. So it'll be a good time, but
Whoa,
No way.
that's what it's been picking up. Yeah. what is that? Oh, it thinks it's a heart.
Give me a thumb down, boy.
Nope.
Can you do a peace sign? Does this do anything? No.
How about this?
Oh, we're a bunch of
Yeah.
dude, if it does an arm, I would die. That'd be awesome.
Not enough arm for it to register.
Can everybody else
Yeah,
see
do
it?
it. Right here. Look at that meat piece right there.
I can't even say it. Anyways, the other emojis. We're
Yeah,
doing
if I lift my leg up, it definitely will flash a cricket across. A cricket.
There it goes again. That's wild.
I don't even know what's happening right there.
Yeah, we've lost control.
It's all we're in the weeds.
That's a. Come on.
Yeah.
There it is.
Ah,
Watch my magic trick, Dad.
That's wild.
That's wild. That's interesting. Kind of creepy, right?
It is kind of creepy. Yeah. This is all being sent to the cloud.
What's new?
Here's a little change of plot. We went and watched Theo Von in concert in Knoxville not too long ago. That was fun. It's the last crushed it extremely well. Brag on him. Gang.
You hit that a lot.
He didn't. Dude, he just walked around. He'd be like, so what's new, bro? Not much. He just talked to himself. I bet he said that 14 times. He would just talk to himself and go to the next thing.
Just ripping.
It was great. There's some party poopers in front of us. I don't think they laughed at one joke and ended up leaving earlier. I was like, come on, people. But it was good.
I don't go watch a comedian to laugh. Okay.
Yeah, come on.
Y'all have anything new going on? Y'all go anywhere? Any trips planned? Any weekend getaways? Something like that?
Yeah. Well, as far as, we talked about my 50-year sprint I'm on here. We're going to go to Anguilla, which before a couple weeks ago, I didn't even know that was any place. But apparently it's an island in the Caribbean. So it'll be the northernmost island in the Caribbean. And so we're going to go there for a week in May. That'll be a lot of fun, I think. We being me and my Southwest Virginia ball and chain. Love you, bro. So anyways,
Chase.
We'll be going there for a week, and then it's really cool because it's a 3 by 16 mile island, so very small. And then they have this cool thing where it's pretty exclusive. So they don't have any inclusive resorts there or anything like that. So I thought that was really cool. I was trying to go somewhere that was a little more low key, and it seems like the place where you almost it feels like you have the entire beach to yourself. So that's what I was after. And anyways, we have that, and then we'll probably go back to Florida in the fall, winter time ish. We love Florida too, so go to Clearwater. But that's all we've got so far, anyways.
Heck yeah.
Nothing for me. I'm still in the deliberative mode of where to go and what to do. Jay, I know you booked something too. Taryn, you have some exciting plans.
Yeah, boy.
I'm the caboose here.
Yeah, we I'm excited for Lake Tahoe, the whole Reno trip for the weightlifting stuff. That'll be great. And then September, Robin and I guess this will be our late honeymoon as well, Steve. We didn't get to take one because she started a new job, but we'll be going back to South Dakota somewhere. We might stay at a different spot this year, maybe Custer State Park or something like that. So looking at going back up there. So if anybody's open the first week of September, want to go, let us know.
You'll be testing out the new rig.
Yeah. Go down Sunday to Jacksonville, pick up a truck bed camper. We're getting rid of the van. So if anybody out there wants to buy it, let me know. Where are you going to?
When are you heading south?
Sunday. So I'm going to drive down Sunday day, spend the night at an Airbnb, and then they're going to install it on Monday, and I'll drive back after that. So,
Hey,
Taryn, you're headed to across the drink, right?
Yeah, a little later in the year. I don't really get to travel very much or explore the world very much. So we dedicated ourselves. Now, honestly, this one was not on the bucket list or the list, but we're looking forward to it nonetheless. One of my really good high school friends is getting married, and chose that as an option and just kind of tested the waters to see who could / who would be interested in making the voyage to Italy. So yeah, we're going to be flying into Rome and then renting a car and bouncing around and weaving some scenic stuff in to a wedding weekend. So yeah, little skiing before that though, and heading out, try to put some fitness in motion on some snow and have a good time out in Park City. And yeah, I think that's the gist of it.
Dude, if you don't end up in a canal with some dude singing to you as he like paddles you along,
All right, baby.
yeah, you missed out.
Well, our goal is to, it's not all set in permanent stone yet, but to fly out of, I guess that's Florence.
Venice? I think it's Venice, right?
Venice. Yeah, sorry. I get Florence and Venice. We're hitting them both, but I get those mixed up. But yeah, so fly out of that area. So kind of fly into Rome, work our way up the country and across and finish up there in Venice. So
Are you going to Florence?
yeah. Florence is pretty close to where they're getting married. So that'll be part of our way on over. So yeah.
That's where Da Vinci's stomping grounds were. So you should probably just try to soak in all the Da Vinci that you can, for me at least.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe end up with a tattoo or two on my calf of it or something.
It's not worth it. It's also like me. It just becomes a
There's also another well-known person, Chef Boyardee is from that area as well.
I look a little more into like the Mario type Italian. I just can't grow that mustache very well. So.
Speaking of, you act like Mario in front of Hank marrying him son. It's a me and Mario, and like he goes nuts, he loves it. So you want to get on his good side, just do that.
Shout out to that good kid. Yeah, so that would be fun. We're looking forward to that. But
we do have the Sornak Strong event coming up too, so we'll have the 4 horsemen attending this year.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's get
favorite hat of all. Started out black and is now a nice copper color. I don't know.
Nice. It's a nice patina.
It's been worn.
Towards the end, we'll call it sore necks. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with necks, actual necks on your body. But anyways, that's what it sounds like. But that's fun, by the way. So Jay and I went this past year and we saw the world record shot put world record holder of the shot put. And anyways, he could throw they make him use a 16-pound ball. He could throw it 3/4 of the length of a basketball court. That's where the world record sits. And he also casually, basically like a hang muscle snatch of 140 kilos in person. So yeah, that's over 300 pounds. So he's just whipping into the air with no problem. And then we saw a guy who hang power clean like 450, something crazy, and track 5.
Did he tear his ACL or rip his quad off the bone trying it too?
Right there. Yep, right there live. Yeah, tore it up. And then I was going to say another thing about that whole experience was I'm not the biggest guy by any means, but I have never felt so small in a room. I mean, every guy in there was jacked. I mean, it made me want to go work out immediately. I was like, man, I'm not big enough.
Y'all stop me at the door.
Aaron, you don't wear the same shirt, just walk in together attached.
Yeah, I'll just get in the back of your shirt.
If it's like the opposite of David Goggins, if David Goggins is running a lot, they were like David no jogging, because like those dudes, I bet there was 30 people over 300 pounds that were jacked. Like it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
That shot putter was what do you think? 6'7", 6'6"? I mean,
he's tall. He might be even taller than that. Steve. Like he was upper 6s, and like I got video of him hang muscle snatching 275 for 3 easy. Like just boop, up and up. Like I'm just like insane.
Was his name Ryan Kauser? Is that his name?
Krauser. I think Krauser.
Yeah, check him out. Got a cool, he's kind of got that Kenny Powers looking hair going on. I mean, check him out. He's got an awesome mullet Jerry curl. I love it.
He broke another record recently as well. I follow him on Instagram. I don't know if it was an American record or he maybe broke his own record, that is. So
Okay.
and it's just like Bert Soren that runs the Sornex, like his dad started it and he's kind of finishing up. Just good people, like work hard, very family oriented, awesome people. Like they have like a little Sunday gathering there, didn't they, Steve? Remember that? They were supposed to have like, hey, if y'all want to come in and hang out tomorrow morning, we'll have breakfast and just hang out. Like before and after, they had food as well. So they have a party basically every night afterwards of live music, which is awesome. And I can't wait to do that.
Cool. Steve's gonna bounce. Gotta get out of here.
See you guys.
Steve, be good, buddy.
All right. See ya. Take care.
Good day, man.
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Not right off. I was going to ask Steve if it was a haircut, something like this. Gee.
Good deal, just a little.
I was trying to find it. Is that the kind of haircut you were talking about?
Oh, that's amazing.
There, look like he's smuggling acorns in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Cheeked out mullet. I mean, just the blend of everything.
I love
Speaking of the Appalachian Asian is what they call it.
it. Yeah. Was it Malaysia?
Malaysian.
I didn't know OPT retired. I guess I wonder if he sold a share.
I started listening to that. I didn't listen too much. The Savon and James Fitzgerald. Bobby sent me a text about it, actually.
Had no clue he retired.
He's never on their stuff anymore, so who knows?
Making businesses get that big, it's like you look at Black Rifle or even CrossFit, man, like you get that one figurehead and if they're out, it's kind of weird. It's kind of, you see a change in the business and stuff like that. Like if Joe Rogan leaves the Joe Rogan podcast, it's no more.
Right. Yeah. He is the brand. Unfortunately, I think Glassman was that way. I think Fitzgerald was that way.
So I think the Black Rifle coffee people, when they kind of backed up and just started concentrating more on the business, you saw their numbers go down and now they're back into doing everything. Like they're always on the podcast and stuff like that. So it's really neat. You got to know what you do.
Okay, guys, I think that probably wraps it on up for us. Again, we tip our cap to all you Outlier Challenge finishers and those of you who kind of grinded it out for the long haul. Also to the Outlier Open folks, well done there. Hopefully you're excited about the shift in programming and a little redirection from an open standpoint. And yeah, best of luck in Reno. And thanks as always for tuning in, guys. Again, hit us with any questions or comments and subscribe and share, like the video, all the above. And we will we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Signing off.